Hi, and welcome to day one of Designing Rockstar PowerPoints. Throughout the course of this free course, 7 days, we're going to touch on different elements that are going to move your PowerPoints to the next level. This first day, we need to be talking about the mindset of a designer, because that's what PowerPoint people are. We are designers. And if we're designers, we need to have the mindset of a designer. There are 14 different attributes that we need to think about as we design, because we are the creatives. We are making this presentation that's going to match our platform skills and our message. Since we are creatives, we have to understand that this is a creative process. This is a right brain activity. We are the creatives, and we need to approach PowerPoint like designers. Designers are also storytellers. We have to have this overall mindset of the design. Today, we're going to concentrate on what the 14 attributes of a designer are and see how these different attributes are going to improve our skills in PowerPoint design. Let's begin.
As designers, we're always faced with some sort of constraint, something that is going to make us think outside of our creative box. Constraints are a wonderful thing. They actually increase our creativity. There was a story of an old comic book artist who once he could draw wonderful comic art, but after having a breakdown and then coming back, he would come to work and sit in front of a drawing board all day, and he wouldn't draw. He couldn't draw. Finally, the editor came up and said, "You know, Mort, you have to draw if you want to get paid." Mort looked at the editor and said, I can't do this. This blank page is so massive to deal with that I don't know where to start. Well, the editor took out his pencil, drew 4 boxes on the white sheet of paper. As soon as Mort saw those 4 boxes, he picked up his pencil and began to draw. And he drew some of the most wonderful comic art that he had ever done. All he needed was to have his boundaries defined. And as designers working on PowerPoint, we need to know what our boundaries are so that we can think creatively and think outside of the box to find our solutions. Face it, as designers, there are times that we're going to have to restrain our emotions and our creativity so that we don't put in too much. We've got to hold back. We don't want to overflow when we go outside of the box. As designers, there are times that we're like a kid in a candy store. We want to grab and eat and shove in our mouth everything that we see. We can't stop. Part of being a good designer is knowing when to stop. Each presentation is something new. It's a new exercise in design and creativity. So when we start any brand new presentation, we have to present and design with a beginner's mind. We have to start at the very beginning. That doesn't mean that we can't use slides from other shows that we've done, but our whole concept has to come from the beginning. Whenever we're designing, the one thing that we have to remember, it's not about us. It's not about us as designers. It's not about us as presenters. It's about our audience. So we have to leave the ego at the door. Ego has no place in our design process. One of the hardest things that we have to remember as designers and creatives is that we have to make our project an experience for the audience. That's the only way that they are going to absorb that message. It's to make the experience memorable. That is essential for remembering the information. So this has got to be just like a roller coaster ride, and it's got to be the roller coaster ride of your life. Since the beginning of time, stories have been essential in making messages stick in the audience's memory. Stories and storytelling are key to creating the mental imagery that's necessary for someone to remember your message. Be a storyteller. Remember when you were kids and it came time to decorate a Christmas tree? And we would put all the ornaments all over the place, and we'd spend the whole day putting the ornaments and the lights and having everything look pretty. And then at the very end, we would take handfuls of tinsel and throw it on the tree, where my mother would put it on strand by strand. It's the same thing with being creative in PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is not about decoration. It's about design. When we're designing our digital storytelling, notice I didn't say PowerPoint, digital storytelling, we have to remember that when we're being creative, it's about the ideas that we generate, not the tools that we use. One of the most important things that we need to remember as designers is that we have to be clear and focused on designing the images that are going to support our message. We have to be clear and precise. In addition to that, we have to remember that we have to eliminate anything that will be perceived as clutter on our slides, because the clutter is what takes away from the clarity of the message and the visuals. Inspiration. Where do we get our inspiration for the creativity of our ideas in our PowerPoint slides? Well, that's easy. Just look around you. The inspiration is everywhere. The inspiration is in print magazines. It's in billboards. It's in the very nature of what surrounds us. Look to the outer beauty. Open your eyes and see what's around you and how you can take the beauty and the thoughts and put them into your PowerPoints. Inspiration. Where do we get our inspiration for the creativity of our ideas in our PowerPoint slides? Well, that's easy. Just look around you. The inspiration is everywhere. The inspiration is in print magazines. It's in billboards. It's in the very nature of what surrounds us. Look to the outer beauty. Open your eyes and see what's around you and how you can take the beauty and the thoughts and put them into your PowerPoints. Empty space on a PowerPoint slide is essential for directing our eyes to the elements that are on the slide that are important and support our message. That's one of the things we don't do. If you ever look at print material, we have blocks and blocks of columns of text, but they're separated by white space. Our eyes have a chance to rest. Our eyes gravitate towards a particular arrangement, and we use the empty space to direct our eyes to what's important on the screen and on the PowerPoint slide. Now that we know all the rules, we as the creatives need to be able to determine in designing our presentations when is the best time and how is the best way to break the rules that we know. We can't make it a common occurrence, but it is one of our options.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed day one and are looking forward to day two. Tomorrow, we're going to concentrate on the Gestalt visual communication theories. What is it about the way we look at things to get information? And we're going to be talking about some different ways that we can improve our slides to improve our visual communication and match them with our message and our platform skills. Now, until tomorrow,